Hello book fans, Robin here with another episode of In the Book Garden for you. I'm not actually in the garden today or even with the garden behind me, it's out there through that window there. I'm in my little gaming studio where I do a few other YouTube videos on another channel. This was all set up to go, so rather than try and remantle my kitchen after Christmas and New Year, I decided to come out and do it out here. So I haven't done a video for ages. I think pretty much the last time I've recorded videos, I did my December reads video, and then I was quite poorly for the first part of December, and then we were into Christmas and the children were off, so I haven't recorded any videos. So today I'm literally jumping straight in with my January reads, and hopefully in the next few weeks I will be able to catch up on the books that I read in December. So what am I reading in January? Well, here they are. Starting off, this isn't so much January reading, I have a slight angle so it doesn't reflect off. It is Susie Dent's Interesting Stories About Curious Words. You may have seen that I did a video about Susie Dent's Word Perfect, which I read all throughout last year, and I absolutely loved it. It's a diary entry book, so you've got a page for each day. So I was reading that page a night and loved it. So I've kind of tried to recreate this with interesting stories about curious words. The format isn't quite so good for that, although I have read the foreword now, and in the foreword it tells me there are 53 chapters, which I can work out is roughly one chapter per week. So they're different lengths, so some weeks will be more reading than others, but I'm going to read one chapter a week of this book for the rest of the year, and I shall report back on it way forward in December. So that is Susie Dent's Interesting Stories About Curious Words. Susie Dent is a national treasure, Richard Osman says, and I 100% agree with him there. My second book for my January reads is a slight cheat. It's Sylvain Neuvel's For the First Time Again. This was actually in the December read list and I didn't get to it. If you remember, it's a trilogy of books about an alternate kind of reason for the space race. The second book in this series is in my Books of the Year video, which I haven't yet recorded, but will be out very shortly after this one. So that's Sylvain Neuvel. I won't dwell on that too much because I talked about it last month. Similarly, I've got Bitter Crown by Justin Lee Anderson. This is another sequel. I read the first book of the Iden saga, The Lost War. I read that in December and it's really, really good, and that did just squeak into my reads of the year, which again you can see shortly. But I'm really looking forward to seeing how this follows on from the previous book. A book I wasn't expecting to read, came around the post by surprise, is a children's book, and it's called The Countdown to Yesterday by Shirley Ma. I love the premise of this one. So James is stuck in the present, his parents are separated, he must get used to living between two different lives. Now he has two homes, two bedrooms and two routes to school, with nothing adding up to the one great life he used to have. James wishes he could go back to the past, to his top 6 best memories with mum and dad, and then James meets Yan, a girl who looks at the world differently and discovers that travelling back in time might be possible, but are his memories as perfect as he remembers? I'm really interested to see how this kind of meshes together, the sort of family life, coping with separation, that kind of thing, but then also I do like a book with a bit of time travel shenanigans. So that's Shirley Ma's Countdown to Yesterday. Looking forward to that one. For my next choice, I've got my first ever book I've been sent by Gollancz, proof copy by Gollancz. I'm really excited to read this and review this. I'm really looking forward to that. And it's called Shigidi and the Brass Head of the Obalufon. I haven't actually tried to read that, I only just noticed that subtitle there. And it's by Wole Talabi. I hope I've pronounced that right. I haven't actually ever heard it said out loud, so I'm not quite sure, but I think it's Wole Talabi. And I'm really looking forward to reading that. Do correct me if I'm wrong on the pronunciation, apologies if I am. So Shigidi is a disgruntled nightmare god in the Orisha spirit company, reluctantly answering the prayers of his few remaining believers to satisfy the demands of the company board. So it's a kind of like, it just sounded like a fascinating premise, a sort of board of gods. He then meets a succubus with a long and secretive past, and everything changes. Together they attempt to break free of their constraints and live on their own terms. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this. It's set in Lagos, goes to Singapore and London, and it features strange creatures, rival gods and manipulative magicians as they're drawn to a spectacular heist that spans 2 realms. I do love a heist novel, I do like magic, I do like different realms, so I'm really looking forward to trying that out. And that's Shigidi, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. My final book of the month, I've tried not to be too ambitious for January, is Impossible Creatures by Katherine Rundell, another children's book. You may remember I did mention this in a previous video. I was umming and ahhing whether to buy it in hardback. In the end, somebody very special to me treated me to a hardback copy for the Christmas period, and that very special person was me. So I bought myself a copy of Catherine Rundell. I found it on quite a good deal, and I've started reading it. And well, we'll find out whether it's as good as everybody says it is. I mean, over Christmas it was just everywhere as being just an amazing book. It's kind of got echoes of Philip Pullman. It's set in I can't remember what they call it, a secondary world, or a world where some of it's in the proper world, and then there's this sort of hidden, almost like Atlantis, it's not underwater area in somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean. As far as I've got so far, I haven't read very far at all, but it feels really nice. It's been everybody. I mean, the people who say it's great in the front of the book were Legion, Michael Moore Quorgo, Neil Gaiman, Philip Pullman, Jacqueline Wilson, Frank Cottrell Boyce, Patrick Ness, Abby Elphinstone, just huge giants of the genre and children's book writing. So I'm really excited to see if that is as good as everybody says it is. I'm sure it will be. So they are my January reads. Let me know if you've read any of them, or if you fancy any of them. If you've tried any of them, do let me know. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you don't mind me doing it without the lovely planted backdrop. It's actually slightly easier for me to record in here, so you may see me out here a bit more often, or maybe I'll change the decor from games to books, but then that starts to add to the overheads of actually recording videos. But we'll see. So yes, Happy New Year to you all, and happy reading in January, and I shall report back on how these go. And do look out for posts on my favourite books of 2023 and how my final December reads went too. Until next time, I'll see you somewhere in the book garden. Bye!